I agree with you. He's moving closer to that GOAT status. I agree with you because I think what he's done is phenomenal. To be on the Mount Rushmore of basketball as one of the top 4 players in the history of basketball.
And let me explain why I say it's LeBron James. No Luka Doncic, no Austin Reeves. If a 41-year-old LeBron James in the head-to-head matchup with Kevin Durant comes out and pulls off this victory and comes out victorious in this series, I don't want to hear a damn thing anymore about the GOAT conversation. The GOAT conversation will be official.
Listen, there came a point, and I'm talking a real, genuine low point, where the entire basketball universe had basically written off LeBron James. Not exaggerated, not dramatized. People really looked at him and said, he's done, he's old, he's washed. They talked about him like the most prolific scorer the league has ever seen had suddenly forgot how to dribble, shoot, or lead. Skip Bayless, oh, he had him ranked 9th all-time, 9th. As if everything LeBron had done over 2 decades, the rings, the finals runs, the broken records, evaporated overnight like morning fog. Stephen A. Smith, he made a career out of lobbing grenades at LeBron on national television, turning entire segments into doubt-fueled rants. And Charles Barkley, please. He was out there talking reckless, calling LeBron whiny, suggesting he hang it up, acting like there would never be a receipt, never a moment of reckoning. But then the script flipped, and it flipped hard. LeBron didn't need to explode for 50 points to shut people up, didn't need another parade down Figueroa, he barely even said a word, he just showed up. And suddenly the same talking heads who spent years doubting him started moving different, nervous, quieter, more careful. The whole NBA media ecosystem got real silent, real fast. And before this video ends, you'll understand exactly why Charles Barkley now sounds uneasy whenever LeBron's name comes up. Why Stephen A. Smith might never fully bounce back from what went down between them. Even Carmelo Anthony, a man who battled LeBron for years, sat down on his own podcast and said something that made basketball fans freeze mid-scroll. Because when Melo talks, people listen. And what he said, you're not ready for it.
We should pay attention and just watch and look at LeBron for a whole season. And just put every year that he's played in the game and just put the years back to back and just do the timeline. It's the same buildup. He knows this shit. He knows what's his mark for October, what's his mark for November, December, January, February. Meanwhile, he just following his strategy, following his plan, sticking to.
Before we get into all that drama, you have to understand why people even felt comfortable disrespecting LeBron James in the first place. Because look at this man right now. LeBron James is 41 years old, 41. And during the 2026 playoffs, he's still putting up 23.5 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds per game without Luka Doncic and without Austin Reeves. These aren't regular season stat padding numbers. This is playoff warfare against Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. Game 2 alone, 28 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, and 9 clutch points in the fourth quarter when the pressure was turned all the way up. That's not a guy living off reputation. That's dominance, pure, unapologetic dominance. And here's the part that makes the whole debate even more ridiculous. 43,440 career points. All-time leader. Nobody in NBA history has scored more points than LeBron James. Nobody. 8,289 playoff points. Again, number 1 all-time. No one has produced more in the postseason. This is his 19th playoff appearance, tied with Karl Malone and John Stockton for the most ever. And he's still carrying a roster missing 2 of its biggest pieces. At 41 years old. So honestly, how are people still disrespecting this man with a straight face? How is that even a conversation anymore?
The only thing you see LeBron lose within his age is his step. You saw a lot of times last night where he couldn't blow past the defender, even though he knows in his mind what the job calls for. He could try and start the drive, but guys were just too athletic and getting around, which is where you saw him go to the old man game after a while and just back to the basket, get over that right shoulder as much as he could. But that's where he loses it. I can't say that LeBron is not going to perform at the best level throughout the playoffs with each matchup that he's seen. So I can hear the argument of it being left in the playoffs. But when you talk about the grand scheme of things and, playing a full season, you have to add in so many other factors that I can't put him in the top.
And then came the moment that changed everything. It looked like a normal Lakers home game at first. Nothing felt unusual. Timeout gets called, fans are chatting, cameras are roaming, and then LeBron stood up. But instead of walking back toward the bench, he turned and started heading directly towards Stephen A. Smith at center court. Thousands of fans watching, cameras locked in, millions more watching online in real time. Seconds later, LeBron looked him dead in the eyes and calmly said 7 words, "Keep my son out of this, bro." That was it. one sentence, no screaming, no meltdown, no theatrics, then he walked away like nothing had happened. That kind of control, that kind of presence, that's power, but what happened after made things even messier. Stephen A. went on television talking tough, saying, "If LeBron took one more step, I would have swung." Suddenly, a 56-year-old sports analyst was acting like he wanted smoke with LeBron James. Then things got even more awkward. Stephen A. uploaded a long, emotional video online, rambling, defensive, clearly rattled. And then on April 23, 2026, during First Take he finally said the words nobody expected to hear from him. LeBron has made the greatest case for GOAT status this year. That's the same man who spent years criticizing him, the same guy questioning his legacy at every turn, and now publicly praising him in front of millions. That's not just changing your opinion, that's waving the white flag on live television. But the wildest part is this story isn't even just about media drama anymore. The numbers behind LeBron's career are so ridiculous they almost sound fake. LeBron James is the only player in NBA history with 10,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists. Nobody else has ever touched that combination. Not Kobe, not Kareem, nobody. And somehow there are still people trying to act like he's barely top 10 all time. Skip Bayless still had him 9th. Others still say Michael Jordan clears him easily, but the numbers keep stacking, the longevity keeps stacking, the playoff moments keep stacking, and after what happened with Stephen A., even the media narrative started shifting hard. But not everybody folded. One analyst sat in that same studio, looked directly at LeBron averaging 28 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and still said 4 words that instantly shocked the room. He's not top 10. And just like that, the conversation turned right back to the name everybody always brings up, Michael Jordan. 6 championships, 6 finals wins, never lost on the biggest stage. That's Jordan's legacy, and nobody can take that away. But here's the uncomfortable truth basketball fans keep dancing around. At 38 years old, Jordan was with the Washington Wizards missing the playoffs after a 37-win season. Meanwhile, LeBron at 38 was still dropping 28 a night in the playoffs against elite competition. Jordan at 41 was retired, playing golf, enjoying life. LeBron at 41 is still out here averaging nearly a triple-double against Kevin Durant and the Rockets in the postseason. That's a completely different level of longevity. And there's another detail people always leave out when these GOAT debates get loud. Jordan had Scottie Pippen beside him for every championship run. LeBron right now is trying to win playoff games with Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard playing major minutes. So before people automatically hand Jordan the crown, ask yourself something honestly. Could Jordan survive this exact situation at 41 years old in the modern NBA? Because the media definitely felt the pressure after these performances started piling up. Charles Barkley, the same guy who spent years clowning LeBron and calling him whiny, suddenly changed his energy on live television. Barkley literally joked, "We can't say nothing bad about Bronny. We don't want Bron walking up on us at center court." Think about that for a second. One of the boldest analysts basketball has ever seen basically admitted he didn't want problems with LeBron after what happened with Stephen A. That wasn't just comedy. That sounded like a man realizing the whole narrative was shifting right in front of everybody. But here's the part nobody's talking about enough. When Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves got hurt, almost every expert immediately counted the Lakers out. Analysts, executives, sportsbooks, betting markets, everybody acted like the series was already over. Vegas gave the Lakers only a 15% chance to beat Houston. 15%. One Western Conference executive even said, the play-in teams might give Houston a better series than LA can without Luka and Reeves. That's how little faith people had in LeBron carrying this roster at 41. But then JJ Redick made a move that changed everything. Game 2 halftime, Lakers struggling badly. Instead of panicking, Redick ripped apart the defensive game plan and rebuilt it on the fly in about 15 minutes. The biggest adjustment, he told Marcus Smart, face guard Kevin Durant, don't let him touch the ball. And suddenly the entire game changed. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers basketball has ever seen, attempted only 1 field goal during the entire third quarter. 1 shot, that's insane. But the reason it worked goes back to LeBron. Every defense still has to focus on him first. Every possession starts with defenders worrying about LeBron reading the floor, attacking mismatches, or setting somebody up for an easy bucket. That attention creates openings for everybody else. It gave Marcus Smart room to pressure KD aggressively. It gave Luke Kennard space for clean 3-point looks. It gave DeAndre Ayton lanes for easy lobs at the rim. None of this works without LeBron forcing defenses to react to him constantly. And the numbers back it all up. Kennard shooting 47% from 3, the best stretch of his career. Marcus Smart dropping 25 playoff points. Ayton finishing around the rim at 78% efficiency. These aren't random role players suddenly turning into stars overnight. This is what LeBron has done his entire career. He elevates teams. He controls pace. He puts players in positions where the game becomes easier for them. We've seen this story before too. In 2007, he dragged Cleveland to the finals with Larry Hughes and Drew Gooden playing major roles. In 2011, he took Miami to the finals during his very first season there under insane pressure. In 2018, he carried another Cleveland roster to the finals that most people thought had zero business getting there. And now, in 2026, at 41 years old, without Luka and without Reeves, the Lakers are somehow up 2-0. That's not luck anymore, that's legacy in real time. So the next time somebody says LeBron only wins with stacked super teams, remember this roster, and remember the scoreboard says 2-0. But hear what makes this whole situation even scarier for Houston. Luka Doncic is already back in Los Angeles recovering after treatment in Spain. Austin Reeves is back shooting free throws at the practice facility. Help is coming, and LeBron clearly understands the bigger picture. He's not trying to end the series immediately. He's buying time. Every game he steals brings Luka and Reeves one step closer to returning fully healthy. And if this series stretches to 6 or 7 games, Houston could suddenly find itself dealing with a completely different Lakers team. Now zoom out and look at the full picture. Skip Bayless ranked LeBron 9th all-time. Stephen A. Smith spent years criticizing him constantly. Charles Barkley called him whiny for a decade. And now, at 41 years old, missing 2 major teammates, LeBron James is making every single one of them look wrong in real time on the biggest stage in basketball. Game 3 is tonight in Houston, and one thing feels very clear now: the NBA world is not looking at LeBron James the same way anymore. Not even close.